And we are live from Monza, just outside of Milan, for the 7th round of the top tier of PlayStation here on World Online Racing. I am Otaku Logan and glad you could join us tonight. Unfortunately, no co-commentator with me tonight. It's just me on my own tonight, and the 16 drivers who have decided to challenge the Monza circuit and 15 others. As you can see, not much for big grid tonight, but nevertheless, we are going to get some fantastic action at this legendary racing circuit, which has been around for what feels like centuries. Just an update on the scores, on the doors. Jensen way ahead with 112 points, which include 5 out of 6 podiums, and 3 of them wins. He cannot be stopped. He has, in fact, double the points of second place Tom, his teammate, who has 56. Santeri, I do believe, is not here anymore. Apparently he's left the server, what a shame. Is still in third despite everything that's happening. Yannick's finally making his appearance, by the way. He's in the pit still. Bolin is also not here. Well, he is here tonight. He was away for a couple of weeks, but he won the last time he was racing. Actually, hold on. Actually, I do apologise. Someone actually hasn't finished the 6th round standings. So, I do take everything back. I think those top scores are right, though. I think Tom did retire from the last race. As you see, Surface on the lap, the first lap of the session. A lot of drivers on medium tyres. It is very gloomy out there, so you never know. We could be having some rain tonight. I should just mention the stewards' inquiries. A 5-second penalty was awarded to Jabraka for an incident with Surface, and as well as that, Smalley for an incident with Batuksai. If you saw last week's race. We are on a lap with Surface coming around the 2 Lesmos. And a long run down into Ascari. A left to the right to the left. It's like a military march. Oh, just misses. Just misses the apex there. Very close to invalidating the lap. As he comes round Parabolica now. It's a very unusual corner, but he gets it done. And the lap time to beat will be a 1:29.72, which I think will be beaten, as we see Jabraka start his lap, and behind him will be Baldwin, who goes 4 tenths quicker. Wiggly gets on the board with a 1:21.5. Jacopo with a 1:21.739. I should mention, this track was built 100 years ago this year. 100 years ago, May 15th, 922, and it opened in September 1922. So when we go there in September for the real Formula 1 Grand Prix, they'll be having a massive celebration for sure, as Freaky Fast has set the fastest time. Fantastic product placement there. 1:20.181 on the softs, everyone else doing it on mediums, as we see a bunch of yellow flags, and of course that is because drivers are slowing down. Jake Marsh coming through the second chicane there. That's called the Variante della Loggia. Pardon my Italian. Very amateur at it, as we see Panos Cara GR making his debut here tonight, and he goes second, showing what he's made of. Seems to everyone took a blind eye to it, but as we see Yannick coming around to commence his first run. Jake Marsh also on a run. 5 drivers yet to get on the board, one of them being Jabraka, making his way to the Variante del Retifio, or Retifio, we just say. Around the Parabolica, which I do believe has been renamed after Michele Alboreto. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he just grazes the edge of the track, but makes it onto the front row on soft tyres. As you notice, all the other drivers are on medium tyres, and Yannick has invalidated his effort. For obvious reasons, we're not going to keep too much track of the Haas's because their sponsorships, which have been revoked, are still on there. Jabraka, may as well go on board with him. He needs to set a lap ASAP. Ah, Joey's got into the session at last. We're just about to talk about him. Yeah, Joey, who is a rising star in PSGL, as Jabraka has just crashed out at Ascari. And unfortunately will not be able to set a time. He'll be at worst 13th. Or possibly could be 17th. As we see Yannick going on another lap here. But at last, Joey has got into the session. I think he'll be able to take part. I hope. It'd be quite a shame if we missed out on his action. So we have Miltos Karafoulidis, who is a star in Tier 2. So he's getting the reserve drive here tonight. Coming around the final corner to start his lap. Driving in the Alfa Romeo tonight. In place of Line Violet, who could not be here with us tonight. Which means his perfect attendance record is over. Hyper's also joined. And Joey has come out onto the track in his Mercedes, which is what he's been given tonight because he is a reserve. Seems like Miltos is the only driver on a lap. Although it does look like Marsh is also on one. I don't know why he's wearing down the softs. And Karafoulidis, oh my goodness, almost goes wide at the first Lesbo corner. Making his way down to the Variante Ascari now. Or just Ascari, named after the famous two-time world champion back in 1953. When motorsport was very different. It was more about sportsmanship than money. See Karafoulidis using all of that edge of the Parabolica, across the line, and boom! Shakalaka up at the top. Sub 80 seconds as well. What a run. He'll be the one to beat now. Jake Marsh is in third now with a 1:22.08. Let's see, who is near the end of their lap? I think it's Robin. Yes, Robin, who's on an out lap. Hyper's having trouble getting to the lobby. He's going to have to hurry quick. Bolin, trying to bowl for pole position. Well, provisional pole position, I should say. Of course, there's a long way to go in this session. Doesn't use all the edge of the Parabolica, but will cross the line with the fastest time. They're tumbling like flies here in Monza, and it will probably just be the start of that trend. Freaky Fast trying to be freakier and faster than last time. Time to beat is 7:42 in the 119s. So he needs at least 4/10 improvement to use all of the edge of the Parabolica. Now, what will his time be across the line? A 1:20.050 remains in third, though. You see Betuxai now crossing the line. Has to improve on a 1:20.7, but of course he's about 5 seconds down. He's going to have to go again. It looks like he is. Look at the top speed. Look at... They go at ridiculous speeds down this straight. I should show you. With, who's it? Yannick. Look at that. 338 kilometers per hour. I'm not going to even bother to convert that into miles per hour because why would you? as I currently look for a driver to join on the bandwagon off. Let's do surface. Look at that. 335, 336, it just popped up for a second. Down into Scary. Just waltzes it through. And now the Parabolica, where he'll reach speeds of 323 kilometers per hour before braking down at 5th gear, 200. And he goes wide out of the Parabolica. That's going to cost him time. It's not an invalidation because he didn't get any advantage. And he goes second though. Now, I'm not sure if that will be looked at because of course he did go wide at the end of his lap. How is Yannick doing? I think he might be having to go again, or going into the pits, because it looks like he's backed off in that effort. Yeah, he's going again. And with DRS open, he's going to go at light speed here. Literally. And again, look at that, tip up to 338. And then braking right down into 2nd gear, 85 kilometers per hour. Massive reduction in speed at the Rettifilo. And that's probably going to be how everyone does it. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens at the start, because usually a lot of incidents happen there, especially if you're in an open lobby. Jacopo invalidated his previous effort, so he will have to go again. And here he goes, getting as much speed as he can out of the Parabolica. That's why they always use the edge. And heads down the straight at 340 actually. Oh my goodness me. 340 kilometers per hour. Insane stats. And Jensen is faster than he was last time. And of course this is our championship leader. But he's only 9th right now. Of course, he wants to extend his championship even further, and we're not even halfway through the season. There's 15 rounds this season. And goes absolutely mental down that straight. And now going to throw it through Ascari. Oh, just kept it in bounds. No DRS down to Parabolica, unusually. Maybe they should have it in place. And Marlin goes top, but is that going to be obliterated by Jensen? Yes it is! Well, not quite obliterated, but darn, didn't he just throw it through there. And now, 200ths ahead of Marlin, who had the provisional pole for about 8, 9, 10 seconds of his life. That'll set stage for Bolin, who needs to get a move on in all honesty. If he wants to get that provisional pole back, he needs to improve by 1.5 tenths. And Joey, he's had enough of the session. He's not even set a time. And with 4 minutes to go, he's called it quits. He'll be starting at the back because he came in as a late entrance and after Jabraka, and Bolin seems to have backed off in his lap. Not happy with it, but Carafolidis takes his third off of Bolin, so he's going to have to bowl even harder, quite literally. So it's Jensen and Marlin in the front row for now, and I believe we're going to get one more lap, and my goodness me, Smalley just barely getting past Jensen. No Tom tonight, I should mention, by the way. Oh, and a bit of a slide for Smalley, but he's going to be coming into the pit lane. Also coming through is the Alpina Freaky Fast to start his final lap. Or one of his final laps. Doesn't seem to hit the 340 mark. I think he's geared more to downforce than speed in his setup. Setup's of course crucial in this competition. Three minutes left on the session. An unusual way of braking for Freaky Fast. He seems to have just jolted down the gears before reducing speed. It's not, of course, the optimum move as Surface lets him by. DRS on at full blast once again towards the Ascari, and he hits speeds of 327 kilometers per hour. He's got to keep it clean through Ascari though. Cut the corner just the once or go too far wide and gain too much speed. It's an invalidation, but he looks a-okay for the most part there. He needs to improve by 4.5 temps if he has any chance of toppling Jensen for provisional pole. Here he comes around the last corner, uses all the edge of the Parabolica, once again crossing the line. Oh no, actually he's going again. It looks like he's going again. That's why he went on the outside. He wasn't happy with that lap, so he decided, you know what, let's just do it again. And he comes to nearly locks up there. It's crazy how he does it. But he's going to have to get a move on as we join Surface's POV. And Karafulidis has had enough of the session. He's not going to go out on another lap. He doesn't have any time, that's why. And Surface is also backed off in his lap. So, looks like the three remaining protagonists in this battle for pole position are raring to go, but Tuxai has done so many laps in this, he's bound to retire from the session, so he's out of it. Jake has gone out very late. He's gonna have to get a move on if he has any chance of setting a time. Bolin starts his final flying lap now. He needs to improve by just under 1.5 temps. He makes his way through the Rettifilo. Nicely done. Next will be the Curva Bressono, or the Curva Grande. It has two different names for some reason. Coming through Della Roggia now. And it'll be the two Lesmos. In behind are Jensen and Marlin. We'll get on track with Bolin right now. He just makes it through the first Lesmo and through the second Lesmo, right on the edge of invalidation, as he makes his way down to Ascari at 335 kilometers per hour. Breathtaking speeds, as my goodness, he lost it out of the last Ascari curve. That might cost him some crucial seconds, or milliseconds in this case, I should say. The last corner, the Parabolica, a make or break corner indeed. And his final time in this session is 1:19.51. But can Jensen or Marlin prove it? Jensen's invalidated! The worst time to invalidate! And now Marlin has a chance to swipe off both of them. As looks like, is that Yannick that's stopped there, I think? Yeah, Yannick has stopped there. That's not what you want to see. Lynx has went second. My goodness me, I didn't see that. But Marlin goes wide at the Parabolica and he's went in the pits. And there's a car on the track. Freaky Fast is on the middle of the track as we come to the end of the session. And it looks like Bolin is going to be on pole for the Monza Grand Prix. My goodness, what a crazy ending to this session. Bolin manages to get the top time in the session, and we'll start in pole for round 7 here at the Monza Autodrome. And Yannick apparently had a screen freeze because people are joining mid-session. That's not good. So there's your grid. Bolin and Lynx on the front row, and then it'll be Jensen and Marlin in the second. So Jensen, not in a very familiar position in all honesty. Karafulidis and Betuxai, Jacopo and Jake Marsh, Surface and Wiggly, Freaky Fast and Robin West, Smalley Panos, Yannick and Jabraka, and all his own Joey RC, who didn't set a time. And neither did Jabraka. So, top 10 are going to be starting on the softs. 11th and below, you get a free choice. You know the drill by now, but that's going to change in the next season. Because you'll be allowed to choose any tyre you want. Because why not? Let's just screw the rules. I have money. Shout out to my Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge watchers. I was at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament last night. I bought a booster box, traded one of the cards which was valuable, and got the money back of it. And some. Hashtag profit. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the 6th round of the 7th round of the WOR season. I forgot that a country we shouldn't be mentioning because of recent events held a race in the season. So, the Monza International, actually no, it's Autodromo International Monza. Autodromo Nacional de Monza. Of course, as we've mentioned, celebrating its 100th year in operation this year, and has been the famous setting for many events, including Formula 1. Of course, they used to have this oval section, which of course no one ever uses, because why would you, unless you're NASCAR? Imagine NASCAR driving in Italy. As the drivers leave the grid for the formation lap. I think that tyre strategy's right for once. So looks like the bottom 7 are using mediums, no surprise. Look, for once, a formation lap where they go up to 200 miles per hour. You don't see many of those. Of course, Monza's the ideal location for it. Either that or Baku. So yeah, you're going to be reaching 210 miles per hour at just before the Parabolica and the Variante Rettifilo. And possibly, if you're using the DRS, before Ascari. So 27 laps of the 3.6 mile Grand Prix circuit here at Monza. It's gonna be one wild ride, so fasten your seatbelts. The action's about to begin as the drivers line up onto the grid. Who's my prediction for this race? Can anyone topple Jensen? Maybe Bolin, maybe Marlin, but don't rule out Miltos. He's a dark horse this one. Miltos has shown his prowess in the lower divisions and they're way faster than the top. Come on, guys! I've not got all day. I've got a pizza to eat. So in your box. In your box. Right, here we go. We have 5 lights in front of the drivers, and let the wars begin! We're racing here at Monza, and it will be Bolin and Lynx heading down into the first corner, the Variante Rettifilo. Bolin has a clear lead as they head into the first corner. And there's going to be, hopefully there's no chaos, but it doesn't look like it, as Jensen's right next to Lynx, with Marlon, his teammate, watching with front row tickets at the third wheel to this battle. Jensen cannot get past Lynx. Lynx defending his position with all he's got, as they head down into the Variante Del Roggia. It is still Bolin ahead of Lynx, Jensen and Marlon, and Miltos, Califulidis, and Smalley and Robin Wes are grudging for 12th place. Surface is right behind Bertuxa, and he wants to get past him now. But he's not going to do it without the DRS, that's for sure. Bolin by 7 temps leads. He heads into Yaskari. My goodness, it looks like he's leaving Lynx in the dust. He's had an absolute flyer. Look at this. It's nearly 1 second. We're not even got DRS on yet. There it is, 1 second. It was 1 second for a brief period there. There it is, 1 second. Bolin flying a different class in a league of his own, as Robin Wes and Yannick have been passed. Sorry, Robin Wes and Smalley have been passed by Yannick. Yannick, of course, needs to make up all that ground. He thought he could get pole position in this one, as meanwhile, as I missed it, Jensen is ahead of Lynx and into second place, but he has 1.3 second deficit to Bolin. So that's going to be a big ask, but of course we know Jensen, so it's not really a big ask. 1.1 seconds the gap now as they head out of the Della Roggia for the second time tonight in racing conditions. So the Tifosi are a little bit subdued now that Lynx has lost position. Of course they want a 1-2, and we know what 1-2 means. If they don't get 1-2, they riot. Carfolidis, the other Italian car, well, one of the other Italian cars, trying to challenge the two Ferraris, and Marlon's made a mistake, and Marlon's lost Carfolidis is going to try and capitalise around the outside at Parabolica, probably before the Parabolica, but no, Marlon holds his line and stays in 4th position for now as we start lap 3. And you know what that means? DRS is enabled from this lap, so from after Lesmo onwards, it's all guns blazing. The order remains the same at the top 5 as it was the last before the overtake of Jensen. But now the gaps are becoming even more noticeable. As you can see, another 1 second gap between second and third. Bolin and Jensen in a higher class than the others, again. Someone just said something in chat. Miltos, you are the best, says Miltsaldo him. Welcome to the stream, Miltsaldo. And meanwhile, Jensen, doing Jensen things, has cut the gap down to half a second. Well, 6 tenths now, but yes. Two Ferraris are challenging each other, looks of it. Oh, look at this. The gap now between Lynx and Jensen, 2 seconds. It's just getting bigger and bigger as Jensen is getting closer and closer to Bolin. He has the DRS, but he slows down. He knows he shouldn't be diving into the Rettifilio. No heroics into Rettifilio, please. And the world will be a better place. But look at this, the gap, 3 temps. Bolin knows he has a lot of work to do if he's to keep Jensen away as far as possible. Making our way around the Lesmos now. And the two Ferraris just getting a bit of cameo there. The DRS, oh no, for Bolin. Sorry, Jensen, to try and get Bolin. But he slows down again. He knows he's not going to get past it. What he's doing is being tactical. He doesn't want to make a move late, of course, so that's why he slows down. He just waits to get so close that he sets up a move at the next DRS zone, and he's probably going to go for it here after the Parabolica. So here he goes. Out of the Parabolica, and up goes the flap. I said up goes the flap, there we go. Up goes the flap, 3 temps, the difference, and oh, it's plain sailing for Jensen. He takes the lead. No questions asked for Jensen. And Bolin will have a lot of work to do, as I have said. But he'll get the DRS if he manages to keep his enemy close. Well, at the back, Joey has already passed. Actually, no, Jabraka has passed Joey. And Panos is right behind him. Meanwhile, at the front, Bolin, yeah, the gap is going right down. He will have the DRS, he will have a chance to get close. It's only 4 attempts though. Oh, and there's an incident Sector 2, Freaky Fast has lost it out of the second Lesmo. And he has DRS, would you believe it? Meanwhile, looks like Jensen isn't as fast as Bolin out of the Ascari. So the gap back to 4 attempts, Bolin will have an opportunity to get back past into the lead. Will Bolin have the chance to take the lead? Of course he will, but of course will he take the lead? That's the question. What will Jensen do? Will he defend as all his might? No, he won't need to because Bolin doesn't even get a chance to pass him. Meanwhile, oh, what a battling going on here. What have I missed? Surface and Batuksai battling for 6th place. Be careful though, Jacopo's right behind. It's a massive battle for what looks like 6th place. As off camera, Joey and Javraka are battling again, and so are Smalley and Robin Wes. Look how close they are to each other. You've got this! And then you've got this, and speaking of this, Surface has just passed Miltos for 5th. Miltos is not as fast as he seems right now. Meanwhile, the 2 Ferraris trade positions. And look at how close Jacopo and Batuksai are going to Ascari. Oh, don't do that, lad! That's dangerous! They're still side by side. How have they kept it on track? I have no clue. I'm lost for words. But now, Jake Marsh is going to try and get past Batuksai, but not going to get it done. So Jacopo in 7th, Batuksai in 8th, Jake Marsh in 9th, but it could be all change coming out of the Parabolica. Here they come once again. Now, what will the 2 Ferraris do? They're very important. Are they going to do an old switcheroo again to try and gain time? Yes, they are. Meanwhile, up at the front, Bolin's taking the lead. There's too much going on, and I'm lost in space. Help! Where's my co-commentator? Surface comes out in 6th. Jacopo 7th, but Batuksai 8th. But meanwhile, the top 2 are battling. Sorry, guys, I've been lost in thought. Side note, Hyper couldn't get in the car. What a shame. I'm really sorry about that, man. But Joey did. Freaky Fast has pit for new tyres, by the way. As Jensen will have DRS once again. He will get very close to Bolin. But, of course, not close enough. He's going to wait until the DRS zone after the Parabolica. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, where DRS train is inevitable, and it is arriving at its location, Monza Station. Oh no, it's keeping on chugging. All aboard! But here's Jensen. He's going to get that lead back. Of course he is. But Bolin knows he'll be back. Hopefully. Meanwhile, no change between the Ferraris, or behind them in fact. The gap's starting to become massive, like an elephant. 2.8 seconds. As the 2 leading protagonists try and get close to each other again, hoping that each other makes a mistake. Calls each other's bluff. Carfulidis, oh, a bit of a slide. He tries to get close to Lynx and possibly justify a move. He's going to try and split the Ferraris apart, but he won't be doing it on this occasion. But he has a nice run out of Ascari and is still behind Lynx, but with no DRS to help him, he's just a sitting duck there. And he'll be waiting to pounce on Lynx, and he should have the pass and the opportunity. Out of here right now. Across the line he will go. He's got a nice angle there. And here comes Miltos. Both drivers have DRS. Oh, they're dangerously close to each other down the long straight at 350 kilometers per hour. Miltos takes 4th place, but he has a slide into the Rettifilio as there's a lot of changing and back and forth. As Joey has got past Freaky Fast. Joey is also pit, by the way. And they really are battling for not to be last. They really don't want to be last. Well, they won't be last if someone retires in the race. That's one thing for sure. Let's see what Joey does. Oh, it's plain sailing for Joey. It's a shame he hasn't had the best race. As we join the mid-pack again. Oh, look at this! Car forward this! Oh, I missed it! I'm sorry, Miltos. Getting a massive move on Marlon into Ascari. Meanwhile, Surf is right behind Lynx. The gap at the top is half a second. It's still half a second as Bowling crosses the line. I don't think he'll be able to get close to Jensen with the high speed. And oh, here we go, the pits are happening. Miltos, Lynx, Surface and Jacopo all in the pit. And there is, I believe, a penalty. Yeah, penalties handed out. 2 of them, Jacopo and Surface, for speeding in the pit lane. Unfortunate for them, but those are the brakes. You speed in the pit lane, and that's on you, I'm afraid. I can't help you with that. All going on medium tyres. I completely forgot the pits are a thing. Now, that's an undercut. But I don't think Jensen and Bolin will be too phased, being that there's a 3-second difference between those two packs. Joey sets the fastest lap of the race. Of course, he's on new soft tyres. These guys are unused, 9-lap used tyres, I have to say. Oh gosh, they look worn. And Bolin getting very close to Jensen, but not close enough. Now, is Bolin going to try the undercut? He might as well, but he's going to be thinking, is Jensen going to pit as well? If Jensen going to be pitting, then that might be checkmate. For the strategies, anyways. Hello to the viewers watching, by the way, I should mention. Oh, they're both pitting! They are both pitting! And this ain't good for Bolin. That means Jake Marsh will take the lead, who is ahead of Yannick. And there's be a bit of shuffling. So Jensen's still ahead of Bolin. Also pitting are Marlon and Batuksai, and Batuksai actually gets jumped in the pits. Actually, I don't think he was, because they're in different pits. Of course, they do come out ahead. The gap now 2 seconds by the looks of it. No, 1.9 actually. It may be less. No, it's 1.9. And Freaky Fast gets a penalty for speeding in a pit lane. Oh, he's retiring. That makes sense. So Freaky Fast, who looked to be Freaky Fast in qualifying, unfortunately, is out of the race. Jake, now the only driver that is not pit, and surely Yannick will be coming after him. Yannick on 10-lap old medium tyres. Yes, he comes into the pits. That means Yannick will inherit the lead for now. But the net leader is still Jensen by 6 tenths. Miltos has a lot of work to do if he's going to get anywhere near the top 2 there. Or the net top 2. 6 tenths the gap for Bolin as he crosses the line and the DRS. Actually, I should mention, the finishing line is missing. The finish line, the control line, which is supposed to be before the pits, is not there. Can you believe it? It's supposed to be parallel to the race control box, and it's not there. You done goof there, Codemasters? Oh, I think, yeah, Joey's retired from the race as well. Meanwhile, we get a message, an unusual message from Tazif Ahmed saying the watcher hit the like button so this pops up for F1 fans. Yeah, liking the video, subscribing really does help the channel. If you didn't know that, then where did you go to school? Who taught you supply and demand? Look at this DRS train. Miltos under threat of his net third place here, but Lynx thinks better of it and decides not to dive bomb it into Ascari. But Miltos has a better exit. 3-second penalties everywhere. Please don't do that, folks. It will really ruin you. Meanwhile, Boland's closed it to 4 attempts. Now, will he get close to Jensen? Close enough for a move, maybe? Doesn't look like it. Here comes Lynx. Jacopo's retired from this session. Oh, he's actually retired at the edge of Parabolica. No change at the top 2 net, by the way. Yeah, Jacopo's retired. I don't think that's going to justify a safety car, because it is off the track by the looks of it. Meanwhile, Boland now within 3 attempts. He's gained a lot of time on Jensen by the looks of it. And Miltos has been passed by Lynx, and now he's under threat from Surface coming to the inside. Oh, that looked very dangerous indeed. But he stays behind Miltos. Thank goodness they didn't collide. He's going to get another opportunity towards the Ascari. My goodness me, Miltos weaving everywhere. Is he struggling with his setup? That could be what's happening. The gap now between the net top 2 is half a second. Surface now 2 tenths behind Miltos, who's 4 tenths behind Lynx. Who is going to get on top of each other? Well, that sounded wrong. Who's going to be a league above the rest? Coming down to the first corner. My goodness me, DRS involved everywhere. And Marlon takes a look, but he's not going to get a move done on Surface. Not yet anyway. All these cars using Ferrari engines, as you mentioned. Meanwhile, those who have not pitted are still scrapping. Braka and Robin Wes. Boland really trying to get close as much as he can to Jensen, but he just can't find that extra oomph. He just doesn't seem to have the speed out of Ascari. Compared to Jensen, you can see like a lot of speed. And see, now he's made a gap bigger. Well, not quite that big, as Boland will be getting closer. I think Boland's more geared to speed, which is why he's faster on the straights, but slower in the corners, or not much maneuverability in the corners, as Jabraka and Robin Wiz duel in the first corner, and Jabraka comes out on top as the winner. Meanwhile, is Calfo's going to get past Lynx? Yes, he is. And Surface, maybe. Surface going for a move on the inside, but it can't get it done and actually loses time in that encounter. Nearly to Marlon, but careful, it is back in 8th as Panos Kara has let through Jensen and Boland, and pretty wise move to Solo as Jensen makes a mistake at the De La Roggia. And now Boland has a chance to pass Jensen for the lead out of Lesmo. Looks like Jensen's recovered some of that time, but here he comes, Boland, with a chance, a golden chance to get past. But he's not close enough. He needs a good exit out of Ascari and the Parabolica if he's going to stay within Jensen. But it looks like the game state's returned to normal. Scary moment for Jensen, but he's all okay for now. I should mention, Kara sticking around. But here comes Bolin now, as Smalley picks up a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Here comes Bolin. Jensen will be regretting that mistake at the Della Roggia. Bolin takes the lead ahead of Jensen into the first corner on this lap. 12 laps to go, as Surface gets past Lynx for 8th place. Jake Marsh falls behind Batuxine, could be falling behind Wiggly as well. Smalley on soft tyres, he's the first medium starter to, I think he's the first medium starter to pit on his strategy. With the extra oomph with them tyres, he might be able to catch up with Wiggly. Yannick is 7.5 seconds ahead of Jabraka. He's been in first for a while, but of course that's probably going to change. Robin Ware is getting very close to Jabraka as well. No penalties to report off except Surface, who has a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. And once again the Ferraris trading positions. Marlon now ahead of Lynx. Marlon, of course, has the fresher tyre, so it probably makes sense. Team orders, you know. And oh, Smalley is retired at Ascari. Now, what will that mean? Where is that? And oh, Panos Kara has come in as well. As there's a lot of changing, by the way, I should mention, as I completely missed that. Surface now ahead of Miltos. Our cameraman is not doing very well. It doesn't look like it's going to be a safety car, which is not good news for Jabraka and Yannick. So Surface now in net third, ahead of Carfolidis, as Smalley has left the session. And then we've got Lynx and Marlon and Jake Marsh. You see 5 Ferrari powered cars in a line. And Miltos almost catching him, but it's no avail. He has to stay put for now. And finally, the medium runners pit. Jensen is not close enough. Could his streak be coming to an end here? So Yannick pitting on softs, of course. Meanwhile, is Careful just going to make a move on Surface? No, he is not. Is Jake Marsh going to move on Batuxine? No, he is not. Looks like they've split apart a bit for now. We've got 10 laps to go. Yannick currently in 10th, and with the tyre advantages, he's going to try and make as much time as he can and get past Wiggly, which was his first objective. And then it'll be Jake Marsh. By the way, Wiggly's trying to get past Jake for 8th. Meanwhile, Mintos getting very close to Surface, but even closer is Jensen. Again! Jensen trying to get past Bolin now. Again. These two have duelled throughout the entire race. And the lead is about to change hands once again. Jensen into the lead, ahead of Bolin. Meanwhile, the two Ferraris close again. Are they going to do the old switcheroo again? Well, it wasn't planned, but Marlon had a look, but didn't do it, and Jake Marsh has lost 2 positions, and Wiggly, my goodness me, Batuxai, Wiggly, and Yannick having a right old scrap. I completely missed it, and Jake Marsh has suffered the most. He's lost a bunch of positions there. So Yannick up into 8th now. a great double move. I didn't see all of it, so I guess we'll have to look at it from the onboard view if there is an appeal. Yannick. Gonna make a move for 7th now. And through he goes. Not a problem. He's really making a charge. He's 3.5 seconds behind Marlon. He started in 15th, and my goodness, he made an improvement. Meanwhile, at the top, Bolin getting close to Jensen once again. 1/2 second, 3 attempts, 2 attempts, not close enough. Miltos trying to find a move on surface, but that ain't going to work either. 2 Ferraris also staying put. The gap between Yannick and the Ferraris is 3 seconds. And Miltos approaching surface again. These two really getting close tonight. But these two have been the closest. They've battled nip and tuck throughout these past 20 glorious laps here at Monza. I hope you've been enjoying this. Everyone has been entertained by this fight. Hold on. And again, just can't seem to have Bolin getting anywhere close. And he needs to be close if he wants to make this move. Oh, goodness me! Karafoulis runs in the back of Lynx. There was any damage done out of Ascari there. Miltos will be worried about the state of his car. The state of his front wing, more like. What does his front wing look like? I don't see much. But whatever's happening, he's being challenged by Marlon for 5th position. And he almost touched wheels. Going down the long straight. And oh, goodness me, this could be messy. It's going to be 3 wide. Into the corner. It's not quite 3 wide, but Miltos and Lynx battling for 4th place. And for now it's 3 wide as they are colliding too much. Marlon's trying to get a move on them. He has front row tickets to this battle. Miltos and Lynx side by side through the Curva Grande. And now into the Della Roggia. Karafoulis in 4th right now. But he doesn't have a great exit out of the Della Roggia. And now Lynx is right in touching distance of Karafoulis. The man from Greece trying to hold the Ferraris off. I tell you what, he's done it magnificently. Speaking of Ferrari, here comes the other one. Still very close, nothing can separate them. The 2 Ferraris are getting about 3 tenths away from each other. And this is only helping Yannick. Yannick, whose teammate is about 6 seconds ahead, is still in 3rd, but here's Bolin once again trying to take the lead off him. It's not working. Lynx trying to take 4th off Karafoulis. Well, actually it could be 3rd considering that surface has a 5-second penalty, which probably won't get removed. Look at this line of cars! Panos looks like he's retiring from the race. Yeah, he's retired. As now, Yannick is right in the nose of the 2 Ferraris. I should correct myself. Surface is actually 2 seconds ahead of his teammate. Yannick is doing fantastic to get past him. And he's going to make a move. Trying to capitalize on Martin's mistake. Side by side. Oh, and he touches wheels with them. He's got to be careful. There's another battle ahead. This is very dangerous. They've got to be careful. Coming out into the Ascari. My goodness, how have they not suffered any damage? That is fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing between these Ferrari-powered drivers. 2 Ferraris, a Haas and an Alfa Romeo walk into a bar, and what do you get? Fantastic action! Yannick goes on the inside of Karafoulis. Superb, mesmerising, insane pass by Yannick, and that's just the start. Here he comes going for Marlon. I don't think he's going to get the run on him. As Marlin's trying to get the run. No! Miltos is trying to get his revenge! Miltos, was he trying to dummy? But no, Yannick dummies him out of the first corner! What is going on? These Ferrari power drivers are giving us one heck of a bash here at Monza! And it's only the start because Bollins can still get past Jensen for the win! Are you not entertained? My voice is going, I do apologise. I didn't drink enough Sprite today. Oh, and Cal Folders has got a 3-second penalty. He's falling apart for the Greek driver. And now Yannick's going to try and pass one of the Ferraris, the Lynx. But like a Lynx, he holds his position. But he'll be coming back for it. Those soft tyres do come in handy. Wheel to wheel. Careful, boys. Side by side. Nothing separated the two. Yannick gets past him. And now his next opponent will be Marlin. If he gets past him, this is pretty much third place. Sacked up. And Karafuladis is just falling right behind him. I think he is damaged. He's coming in the pits. I think it's all falling apart. And I think he might be retiring from the race. He has. What a shame. But Yannick gonna dive down to the inside of Marlin. Oh no, he's made a mistake. And he has to let Lynx through. That's not what Yannick wanted. That's not what Yannick wanted. He has to concede the position back to Lynx. But he's going to be back for more. And he come through the Calver Grande. No, surely no, he's not going to dive into the Del Roger. He's going to go for the Del Roger. No, he backs out at the last second. My word, that could have been very dangerous indeed. 4 laps for him to get past both Ferraris. And of course Surface, but I don't think you'll be worried about Surface. He's in a mega Haas sandwich, the two Ferraris are. Here comes the DRS zone for Yannick and Lynx. Lynx trying to get close to Marlin. Yannick getting close to Lynx. He gets close to Lynx. He passes Lynx into Ascari. Fantastic. But now he must have passed Marlin. Surface 2 seconds ahead of Marlin. I don't think he's going to get the win, but Yannick is probably going to get my driver of the day if he can pull this off. Here he comes. He's in touching distance. Marlin is. DRS. It's just a formality now. Yannick is into pretty much third place, considering that Surface has that penalty. Now, what will Surface do? Because remember, he has a penalty, and his teammates coming hurtling ahead. Meanwhile, Robin Wes passes Jake Marsh off screen for 10th, the last points position. Gap between the two Haas teammates is 1.8 seconds. He's got to run clear of the Ferraris. It looks like he's doing well on that part for now. With all that grip in the soft tyres, 6 laps old. It's not too bad, to be fair. He'll run for 9 laps total. Surface knows he's coming thick and fast. So surely he's going to give him the nod and into third position, right? And keep the Ferraris at bay? Surface putting, not Surface, Yannick putting on a show. The two WOR team drivers showing why they belong in their own league. Literally, they're in a league of their own. Gap now 6/10 between Marlin and Lynx, Marlin and Yannick. I do apologise. Surely Surface will have to get through for safety. Meanwhile, Wiggly passes Baturksai for 7th. I'm so confused, there's so much going on. Meanwhile, look at this. Bowen's closed into Jensen. He's trying to force Jensen to make a mistake. Oh, they both make a mistake. Jackpot for Yannick. Oh, Yannick going nearly wide there. Out of the Della Roggia. Oh, and he has a bit of a slide as well. But Surface knows he's there. Surely he's going to have the move. As Bolin closes into 4 attempts, it's closing in now. Meanwhile, Surface. Surely he's going to have to give up position now. And the DRS zone is the most optimal. This is actually costing him time. Marlon is now 1.4 seconds behind the Haas. It is all falling apart for the Ferraris. And the Tifosi are going to be walking home very sad. As the two Haas's, why are they doing battling? Oh, look at this! Bowen's going for the lead! Going for the lead! But he doesn't get there in time! Bowen tried to make the lead. Meanwhile, why are the two Haas's battling? Surface, surely he's got to let him through, right? They're battling! This is not good for their team. They're both full-time drivers. This is crucial points. They shouldn't be sacrificing. Surface has a 5-second penalty. But he has to let through Yannick eventually, and he's through! And meanwhile, Bowen's taking the lead! Bowen, and actually, has he done the dummy? Jensen, has he done the dummy? He's going to try and get past Bowen for the lead. This is the last DRS zone of the entire race. I can't believe I missed this. Bowen goes round the outside, takes the lead. Will Bowen have any response? Oh, and he's got a 3-second penalty! Meanwhile, Yannick has got passed by Surface. It doesn't matter what Bowen does now. Jensen's final overtake. And that is how the cookie crumbles for Bowen. Jensen wins again! Surface will have a penalty. So Yannick is going to get 3rd place. What a finish! And oh my goodness me, I completely missed what was going on at the back! Hold on. I am not in disagreement, that is true. I think Yabraka might have got the position off both of them, but I do think he has a penalty. But you know one thing for sure, your winner is Jensen. So from far in the grid, Jensen wins again. Bowen in 2nd with that 3-second penalty at the end. And yeah, Jabraka had a penalty, so even if he passed, my goodness me. Marlon, Lynx and Wiggly were very close. Jabraka as well, but of course he had the penalty. Jake Marsh gets the last point, but took Sai 2 points. But my driver of the day, Yannick, he came from 15th. And he still finished in 3rd. 37 minutes, that didn't feel long. Actually, Surface says he didn't speed in the pit lane, so he might not be getting a podium. Yannick might not be getting a podium. Surface says he was hit behind while going into the pits. We'll have to look at that later, but meanwhile, Jensen can bask in the warm sunshine and lift the trophy as high as he wants to. He is tonight's winner. As once again, I actually do leave the lobby for once. Never happens. I would do interviews, but I have some errands to take care of, I'm afraid. But I just want to congratulate Jensen on his win, and Bowen on 2nd place, and of course Yannick provisionally 3rd, might get removed. Surface's penalty might get removed, sorry. But yeah, I can't do interviews, I'm afraid. But I would like to say thank you all for watching. This has been one heck of a ride. Next round I should mention is Bahrain, which will be the midpoint of the season. But Jensen's it's gonna be really tough to catch Jensen. It might be another runaway like Sam Corby last season. 137 points he is on now. surely, at this point, you got to think, should we just hand him the trophy now? Because he's seemingly invincible. 3 wins in a row, 6 podiums out of 7. Can anyone stop the Aston Martin driver from Shizou Racing? Well, you're going to have to find out next week. Same time, same place. Actually, are we racing next week? Are we racing next week? Yes, we are racing next week. Thank goodness. March 25th, 8 o'clock, on the WOR channel. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I wish you all